Do you remember The Hunger Games? It was a book a while back by Stephanie Meyer, and then after that, it was adapted into a successful movie franchise. I literally only owned the first one, and honestly, I don't know why I owned the book and the movie, but it hasn't been as popular as of recently. But I did find something kind of interesting, and that is this thing where you can simulate a Hunger Games, and you can like assign your own characters and everything. So for this, I decided I was going to take characters that have been around for a lot of my different outings in video games across YouTube and Twitch. So like the very first several ones here are characters who were in my Beatopia playthrough party. Some of them are Twitch friends, which are represented by their me counterparts, and then all the other ones are represented by the characters who they were inspired by from various games, and in some cases movies. District 1, I have myself, Samson9091, and Miss Marvel Maven, as well as Pirate Savvy and New Dover Port TC, Broadzilla, Sora from Kingdom Hearts, Leliana from Dragon Age, Knuckles from Sonic, Strongbad from, Strongbad, Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, Princess Daisy from Mario, Norman Osborn from Memes, Valen and Sabile, both from my playthrough of Divinity Original Sin 2 on Twitch, Moira Llewellyn, who was my character in the Nightmare run of Dragon Age Inquisition I did, Nathan Drake from Uncharted, Indiana Jones, obviously from the Indiana Jones movies, but I've also played a couple Indiana Jones games on my Twitch channel as well. Sophia Hapgood, who is also from Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, Peter Parker from the PS4 Spider-Man game, Beta, also from Horizon, Annette, who I have already recorded my playthrough of Fire Emblem for this channel. I have not yet released it, but Annette is a big player within that series, so that's why I've included her here. Cal from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Alex Shepard, my character from Mass Effect, Aqua from Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Mario and Luigi from Mario and Luigi, Princess Peach, also from Mario and Luigi, Sophie Douglas, who is a real big callback to the very first, second video game I ever played on YouTube, which was The Sims 4. The first time she was ever created as a character, and she spawned a lot of my other characters in one way or the other. Malcolm Ryder, my character from Mass Effect Andromeda, Big the Cat, again from the memes. Jesse Faden from Control, Bigby Wolf from The Wolf Among Us, Donald and Goofy from Kingdom Hearts, Carthonasi from Knights of the Old Republic, and finally Dedue, again from Fire Emblem. So what this does is it simulates a Hunger Games. It's a text-based thing where it'll go through like characters who team up or characters who fight, characters who kill each other, anything like that. And of course the rules of Hunger Games apply. You fight until you are the last one standing. I ran one test before I started recording just to see how it worked, and Dover actually came out on top. With that, I am going to go ahead and simulate a Hunger Games. Okay. Are you freaking... Why did you do this? It reset everything! Okay, so it's like 15 minutes later. I fixed everything again with that site, but apparently when I hit stop recording, I also somehow managed to start streaming. And so for about the last 11 minutes, I was streaming this to Twitch. Let's get this actual thing going. I've re-added everybody in. It's kept them this time. They're not in the same order that they were before, but we're just going to have to deal with that. So, continue. Day 1, Bloodbath on the first day. It takes a second for everything to load in. Okay, Alex Shepard thinks about grabbing supplies, but decides to run for cover instead. Aloy takes a spear leaning on the cornucopia. Annette Dominic finds a bow and some arrows. Aqua gathers as much food as she can. Beta dashes to the forest to avoid the bloodbath. Big the Cat runs away with a sword and some rope. Bigby Wolf takes a handful of throwing knives from the ground and retreats. Broadzilla finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Cal Kestis grabs a trident and food and retreats. Carth Onasi almost kills Cal with a throwing knife but misses. Daisy grabs a sword. Dedue gets a backpack, but it's not zipped and loses most of his supplies. Donald Duck finds a bag full of food. Dover, Phelan, and Goofy start fighting, but Phelan runs away as Dover kills Goofy. Goofy is our first casualty. Okay, Indiana Jones is in shock for a moment, then retreats away from the cornucopia. Jesse Faden grabs a trident and food and retreats. Knuckles almost kills Jesse, but throws a knife and misses. Leliana takes a handful of throwing knives from the ground and retreats. Luigi grabs a sword. Mal finds a bow and some arrows. Mario gathers as much food as he can, probably spaghetti. Maven is in shock for a moment and then retreats away from the cornucopia. Moira grabs a sword. Nathan Drake grabs a sword. Norman Osborn is in shock for a moment, then retreats away from the cornucopia. Peach grabs a sword. Peter Parker scares Pirate Savvy away from the cornucopia. Sam snatches a bottle of alcohol and a blade.
Sounds like a good Friday night, am I right?
Sabine grabs a trident and food and retreats. Sophia Hapgood almost kills Sabine with throwing a knife but misses. Sophie grabs a sickle and Sora gets a slingshot, and Strongbad takes a couple of explosives from near the cornucopia. That was the initial thing. We lost Goofy, so one cannon for Goofy. Okay, so now we're in the midst of day one after the initial bloodbath at the cornucopia, which was really only a bloodbath if your name was Goofy. Okay, Alex Shepard wonders what Aloy is up to. Annette hides in a bush, terrified and scared. Aqua thinks about her family and starts crying. Honestly, that sounds about right. Beta and Big the Cat create an alliance. Bradzilla and Cal create a fort of sticks and leaves. Carth Onasi receives healthy food from a sponsor. Princess Daisy wonders what Dedue is up to. Donald Duck questions his sanity. Okay, Dover scares Phelan off into the distance. Indiana Jones steals food and water from Jessie when she isn't looking. Oh no, a bee nest falls near Marvel Maven while she's climbing a tree. The bees sting her to death. Oh, so that's another canon there for Maven. Norman Osborn and Princess Peach betray Peter Parker with an aid of a rope. Okay, we're going into day 2. Oh no, this is night 1. Okay, Alex, Aloy, and Annette sing songs together, hoping for the best. Almost all the characters with A names. I'm realizing that these are starting to go in alphabetical order. Nathan Drake cries himself to sleep. Norman Osborn is repeatedly awoken by nightmares. Princess Peach punches Pirate Savvy off a cliff during an argument. Sam and Sabine talk about the tributes past and still alive. Oh, I literally was. Okay, we're going into day 2 now. Alex, Aloy, Annette, and Aqua raid Beta's camp while she's away. You know, the fact that this is in alphabetical order is a little disappointing. Donald throws rocks at Dover from a hiding spot in a tree. Mario dies from an infection. What a way to go, Mario. Peach, Sam, Sabine, Sophie, and Sophia hunt for other tributes. Sora sings a song while searching for a food source. He finds some wild berries. Strongbad makes a slingshot with materials from the ground. Going into night 2, Daisy and Dedue huddle for warmth and love. Okay, that's an interesting pair. Dover severely slices Phelan with a sword. Sabine quietly hums in the night. Sophia Hapgood tends to her wounds and leaves of water. Sora steals Strongbad's supplies while he's asleep. Okay, day 3. Annette falls and scrapes her leg while running away from Aqua. Beta throws a rock at Big the Cat from a hiding spot. Bigby Wolf thinks about his family and starts crying. Bradzilla, Cal, Carth, Daisy, and Dedue hunt for other tributes. Donald discovers a water source. Dover searches for food. Indy shoots an arrow at Jessie but misses and kills Knuckles instead. Sora and Strongbad create an alliance. Okay, so we got some alliances going, which, again, the fact that they're in alphabetical order is a little bit disappointing, but what can you do? Shepard, Aloy, and Annette discuss a game plan for the morning. Aqua tries to sing herself to sleep. Big the Cat sets off a string of trap explosives, killing Bigby Wolf and Bradzilla. Princess Daisy receives an iPad from an unknown sponsor. Can I have an iPad, please? I'm legitimately trying to find a good place to buy an iPad at this very moment. Jessie and Leliana sleep in shifts, placing full trust in each other. Peach convinces Sam to snuggle up with her for the night.
Never! I refuse!
Sophia receives medical supplies and nuts from an unknown sponsor. Sophie, Sora, and Strongbad have deep conversation and discuss the challenges that will come the next morning. So it seems like nights are more of a truce than like bloodbaths. It seems like all the knights come together and they're usually teaming up and forming groups. Annette scares Aqua into the distance. Beta camouflages herself in a cave. Big the Cat camouflages himself in a cave too. Cal hides in a bush. Karth also camouflaged. Today is camouflage day apparently. Mal Ryder kills Moira Llewellyn while she tries to steal supplies from camp. Well that's Moira gone. Okay, Nathan Drake, Norman Osborn, Princess Peach, Sam, and Sabine aggressively track down and kill Sophia Hapgood. I guess there can only be one Sophie now. Sora falls and scrapes his leg while running away from Strongbad. It's like Sora and Strongbad have been constantly hunting each other, but it seems like every night they always make up and camp together. Big the Cat accidentally slips on a rock and tumbles down a cliff. Big the Cat has fallen. About time. Dedue and Donald huddle for warmth and love. Again, weird pairing. Leliana, Luigi, and Mal sleep in shifts, each hoping the other two did not betray them. Nathan receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Norman and Peach tell stories about their districts and lives to each other. Sam wounds Sabine in the conversation but spares her life. Sora tries to start a fire. Strongbad's cooking squirrels. You know, I wanted to wear this for looking classy and all, but it is so freaking hot in here. Dedue, Donald, Dover, and Indy form a suicide pact, killing themselves so nobody else can. And Donald's finally dead. I'm surprised it took him this long. Oh man, we are 5 days into this now, going into our 6th day, and how many people are dead now? Well, actually, let's see. That might spoil what could happen here. Annette and Aqua tell stories. Beta begs for Cal to kill her. He refuses, keeping Beta alive. Karth is unable to start a fire. Daisy and Jessie tell stories about their lives. Leliana feels delirious and forgets where she is. Luigi sees Mal, Nathan, and Norman Osborn. He tries to trap them and ends up only killing Norman. Okay, so Norman's now dead. Okay, now we're going into day 6. I was gonna do 2 rounds of this, but I think I'm only gonna be able to have time to do 1 at this rate, because how long it took me to reset everything. Karth slips on frozen river and drowns. Oh, that's another one dead. The man who doesn't trust anything somehow trusted ice to be thick enough to hold him. Alex Shepard, Aloy, and Annette get into an argument. Annette triumphantly kills them both. Jessie, Leliana, and Luigi have a deep conversation and discuss the challenged that will be coming the next morning. Okay, get a typo there. Peach's bear trap kills Sam inadvertently. This is why Peach is my rival in all those games. I mean, it's mostly because she was beating me at Mario Party, but also because of this. Okay, day 7. This one's lasting a lot longer than the test one did. I think the test one only lasted 6 days. Leliana wonders what Luigi is up to. I don't even think Luigi knows what he's up to. Look at that face. Sophie Douglas sets the bush that Sora is hiding in on fire, killing her. That's, okay, that, another typo there, because Sora has the blue male icon there, and Sophie's the one who didn't die. So this has now been a whole week of Hunger Games, and several characters are still alive at this point. I'm going to have to count at the end of the night how many are actually still here, but there are several of them still alive. Okay, Annette starts a campfire with the materials on the ground. Aqua is repeatedly awoken by nightmares. Beta tends to Cal's wounds. Princess Daisy and Jessie betray Leliana. Oh, now Leliana's dead now. Beta is attacked and eaten alive by wild animals. Player 5 dies... Wait, what? Player 5 dies by falling off a tree in his sleep. Is this breaking? It's not showing Annette red like she died, but it's saying player 5, which I assume was supposed to be Annette, died by falling. And it says his again, which Annette is not his. Okay, yeah, Annette is still alive according to this. Mal kills Nathan Drake as he tries to steal supplies from the camp. Peach chases Sophie sprains her ankle while running from Strongbad. Okay, it's starting to get down there. There's a lot less of the tributes left to have to read about, so we're getting there. Annette and Aqua fall asleep holding hands. Cal is repeatedly awoken by nightmares. Daisy huddles up next to a fire and cooks the meat she hunted. Jessie falls asleep to the sound of people screaming. Luigi attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. He did not have the fire flower. Mal receives food. Player 4 is Peach. Peach approaches Sabille. No, Peach is not player 4. Because if this is alphabetical order, that wouldn't be Peach, right? This thing's breaking a little bit. Okay, Sophie receives matches and Strongbad falls off asleep. Strongbad possibly dies by falling off a tree in his sleep, which is player 5 dead? Who would be player 5? Okay, so it's not even showing me like who player 5 would be because these aren't in alphabetical order anymore. Jessie dies of starvation. Peach, overwhelmed with anger, bashes Sabille's head against a rock several times. Do not mess with Princess Peach, apparently. Strongbad receives fresh food and materials from an unknown sponsor. Strongbad's just getting everything handed to him. Daisy, Luigi, Mal, Peach, and Sophie hunt for other tributes, and Strongbad dies from an infection. He had all those things handed to him, and he still dies. Annette dies from lack of any substantial food or water. I was actually kind of starting to root for Annette. Aqua thinks about what winning in life would be like, and Daisy, the other person I was starting to root for. Cal strangles Daisy with a rope found on the ground. Luigi, Mal, Peach, and Sophie joke around with each other. I really do not want Peach to win. I don't know if I'm rooting for anybody who's still remaining. I was really, okay, I'll root for Aqua. I'm gonna root for Aqua to win. I don't want Luigi to win. I don't want Peach to win. I'd be okay if Sophie won, though, because, she was my OG character. Aqua sees poison fog, but manages to escape. Cal is unable to convince Luigi not to kill him during their altercation, so Luigi has avenged Princess Daisy. Okay, Aqua is still thinking about winning. Luigi unknowingly eats poisonous berries. It's really gotten down to the wire. I really don't want it to be Peach. Wait, Aqua, Mal, Peach, and Sophie form a suicide pact, killing themselves so no one else can win. Wait, it just ends like that? Well, I guess there you have it. Nobody wins. That was extremely anticlimactic. So yeah, that was this video. That was weird. A little bit disappointing, but it was still kind of fun. And it lasted a lot longer than I thought. It nearly lasted 2 weeks. And we almost had a victor. I suppose Sophie is the last one on this list, so we can say Sophie won on a technicality? I don't know. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll say Sophie wins. And, yeah. Thanks for watching this weird-ass thing. I will see you next time. Until then, keep on keeping on and stay classy. So many of these characters deserved better.